All right. So I'm gonna make a video on this. I'm gonna put a backup camera in here, and this is an old one, but I got a Wolf box camera. It's a backup camera for like a pickup, and my plan is to put this right here, right there. Run the cable or the wire down along the side down here, underneath, come around here, out through here to the factory wiring harness, along here. I'm thinking about putting it in the back, so it'll be like right here. So I guess follow along, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I made a bracket to mount it on, and where it's gonna go, I think it'll work pretty slick. It's gonna go just like this. I'll put a bolt in it, it'll sit there, and then this is what it'll kind of look like from here. So you won't hit your head on it getting in and out because of this bar. So I think it'll work out just fine. Plus it'll kind of keep the wiring harness up too, that wiring harness. Then I'm gonna tie the power and stuff all into here so it's factory fused. We're gonna check that next. So yeah, I think that'll work just fine right there. Next thing I'm gonna do is mount this to the actual roll cage at the top here, and install the broke one, this one. It broke because I had it in my truck and I had it underneath the seat, and it, I don't know, must have got hit by the seat. So, yep. And then this will go like this. Like this. And then these will go here. So it's kind of like a mirror, because there's no way other to mount it. And then that will be what it looks like. So give me just a second, and hopefully I can get this thing mounted right quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Let's give it a shot. I think that'll work. It's not going nowhere. So here's the kit I'm using. It's the Wolfbox G930. It's got a mirror in it like this one. This is, like I said, is my old one. It does have a forward camera, so it's kind of a cool little setup. It'll do all kinds of cool things. You can swipe up and turn the camera on the front. You can swipe up again, it'll do the front camera, back camera. Swipe up again, it'll do full backup camera, and it'll be on all the time, so it looks like a mirror. Or you can just swipe up fourth time and it will be a reflective lens like that. So like I said, this one was already used in my truck. So this is what it looks like when you get it. This is the bracket I made. So yeah, I think this will work. And I'll show you how it's going to get mounted here in just a few minutes. So let's get this thing out. I can't do it one-handed, so I'll take it out of the box so you can kind of see it. It is right here. This is what it looks like when you get it. It comes with foam. There's the camera, or the mirror. Pull it out of the box here. Set this thing over here so it doesn't get scratched. And then, so here's the camera. It's one of these cameras. This is the power supply. I'm gonna modify it. Here is, it's a GPS tracker too. You can put the GPS on it. I'll tell you miles and all, miles per hour and stuff. I don't think we're gonna need that, so we're gonna set that up there. Here's all the straps to hold it to the mirror in your vehicle, in your truck, whatever. This here's some clamps or clips to hold it. And then this is just another mount for the camera here. So, little thing to clean. Should have instructions right here. And another little work thing. But yeah, it's basically plug and play. But I'm going to modify that just a little bit. So I'm going to do some testing with some voltages. Make sure it's getting 12 volt out at the end. And if it is, cool. I'll wire it in. If not, then I got to go get a cigarette lighter, wire in a cigarette lighter. Be back here soon. So here's how I did a rear view camera in the skid loader. This headliner has got a lot of work to do to it, like here. Anyways, so put a backup camera in today. This is the Wolfbox G930. It's actually pretty compact, solid. I made a bracket for it. I had to put a cigarette lighter in over here to wire it because it does run on 5 volt, and there's a USB back here, so that's pretty cool. You can charge a phone if you're gonna be in here that long. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you turn it on. That's the buzzer. The screen's coming on. So yeah, so this will move up and down, which is pretty cool. It'll have time and everything over here, so I gotta set the time, but you can move it down. This will work perfect for being on a skid loader. And I'll show you guys how I did this. So there's what it looks like, how clear it is. I think you might be able to shrink it down. I can't remember. Yeah, that's the front camera. I don't want that. It'll do a split camera. It'll do front and rear. We don't need that. So yeah, I think this will work just fine. I will show you guys how I installed it, and I think that'll work pretty good. So yeah, here we go. So this is how I did it. I made a metal bracket, hung it off of, just flipped a L bracket about 90 degrees right here, welded it, and then used the factory, and it's not going nowhere. So then what I did was how I wired it. Obviously I'm using the cigarette lighter attachment. I'm gonna do something different with this headliner. As I said, it's all hanging down. I have an idea what I'm gonna do there. Kind of a cool idea. See, like the back is coming down. So I'll show you how I ran the wire. It's wired into here, so it comes on with the key. Cigarette lighter is powered by the key. Ran the wire down along that side, comes down here, all along there, and you'll see it right there. I didn't want to drill a hole in the back of the cab for that reason. I'm gonna flip the cab up, and if you don't know how to do that, you put your safety bar in, lock your arms all the way up. Then there's nuts back here and here with some big washers. You take those off, and it's a lot easier when you have a pry bar to kind of break it loose. So break it loose here. Let it sit for a second. I'm gonna try this with one hand. So yeah, I'm gonna put you down. Hang on. Okay, so I've got the cab flipped up now. The whole thing has got some weight to it. So I have it running right here. They do this from Bobcat. This is just an insulator. It's a foam insulator. That is factory. It's kind of for noise. So it will take the wire, because it's done it here a couple times, and there, here. So I'll let that'll work. It's not like this where there's the frame sitting on it. This is actually up here. Ran the wire down along this wiring harness here. Comes down. I still have to cut all my ends off. I'm gonna do that. Ran it down through here, and then it comes out here runs right along that hydraulic line underneath the cooler, so it stays cool down inside there. There's a small hole clear down in there, hard to see. Comes out down here, away from everything. Tied it in here, comes along, loops around here, and then I stuck it to the top of the beeper, the backup beeper. Come out really handy, looks really good. I think that's gonna work actually really well. I'm gonna take some black paint, paint this so it's all black, or get another grommet. But I think that's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I think that worked out really well. So, I mean, I'm gonna cut those ends off right quick, those tails off, and be right back. Maybe kind of hard to hear me here, but that's what it looks like.